Anglican Archbishop Thabo Makgoba will deliver his annual Christmas Eve Mass at the St. George's Anglican Cathedral in Cape Town. This year, the Mass will again be conducted under strict COVID-19 protocols. Traditionally, this sermon is not only a Christmas message from the Archbishop, but it also looks at the current struggles South Africa is facing and delivers a message of hope. Our reporter Abra Barbier and video journalist Sihle Mkhize are outside the St. George's Anglican Church in Cape Town. Abra, a very good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining us and a warm welcome to The Full View. First of all, give us an update of what's happening there.
Good evening to you as well. Yes, you are right. We are outside the St. George's Anglican Cathedral. Just some history about this church. It is the oldest cathedral in the Southern Hemisphere. The foundation stone when this church was first built was laid in 1901. So this church is steeped in history, but in its more recent history, in terms of pre-democracy time, this church was it's actually known as the People's Cathedral because many anti-apartheid campaigns and marches and protests and messages were launched from these very, very steps. The Archbishop Tutu himself, he was the first black Archbishop at this church. This church is, of course, the seat of the Archbishop, so it's very well known. So this church just has a history of being connected to the people of South Africa, and that is where this annual Christmas Eve message comes from as well. Traditionally, whichever Archbishop is at the podium over the years, the message would not just be the usual Christmas Eve religious message, but in recent times we've heard the Archbishop touch on very current affairs issues that the country faces. He has had a lot to say about corruption. He has had a lot to say about the economy, about unemployment. So this is why we come here every year, just to listen to what the Archbishop has to say beyond his traditional Christmas and Christian message.
Who normally attends these masses, especially on Christmas Eve? Is it the normal, the congregation of the church, or is it also open to just about everybody who's interested in just hearing the Archbishop talk about some of the social challenges affecting the country?
Look, tonight, obviously, because of COVID and the regulations and the restrictions, only a certain amount of people will be allowed, and they had to register. We as well, myself and my colleagues, we also had to register so that everybody can comply with COVID-19 restrictions and protocol. The church also falls under those. And so tonight, what will happen is, those who have registered will be here. The sermon is a little earlier than usual. It's 9 o'clock and it will end just before 11 o'clock so that people can make it home before curfew. The service is usually under normal times open to everybody. This church is normally packed on a Sunday anyway because it is such a well-known church, and Christians, Anglicans from all over the city come here to worship. And on Christmas Eve, of course, it's normally packed. Way more than usual, than a normal service. But like I say, tonight we can expect a smaller congregation listening to the Archbishop.
Are you seeing people trickling in to hear the Archbishop speak, or is it just business as usual?
No, for now, it's mostly staff members who have arrived. Obviously, they are prepping, before every church service, there's preparation that needs to be done. So that is what we've seen. I've seen a couple of priests around here. Cape Town is actually quite busy tonight. There's lots of cars on the road, but I think these are just people, I suppose, doing last-minute shopping, if they can find any shops open tonight still. But we haven't seen any congregants arrive, but they will probably start coming in. What's the time now? It's just after 7. They'll probably start coming in from 8 o'clock just to make sure they can do the normal, they can sanitize, they can find good seats. So yeah, they will be arriving soon.
All right, Abra Barbier, great chatting to you. Thank you so much for that update. We appreciate your time.